We have a 2007 Audi A4 3.2 liter FSI, and we have a problem with our engine control module. Keeps on throwing codes for leak detection pump sense circuit. All the circuits were tested, the pump was tested, everything checks out. So the only thing that's left is ECU. We have the same part number used ECU that we're gonna put in there. So we removed the security clips of the old ECU and took it out. Looks absolutely fine. Something burned inside. And now we're gonna program the new used ECU to the car. Now we have the new ECU connected. Of course, the car is not gonna start. The immobilizer is not gonna let it start. See, that's what's going on. Now we're gonna program the ECU to the car. We have our launch J-box connected to the car. We're gonna use the Otis software to program the immobilizer. I'll wait for it to load. Okay, so we have our software loaded. Gonna turn the ignition on. Start the communication with the car. There's error messages popping up, like the software cannot recognize if the ignition is on. For some reason, with all this software, it happens when you're using the Drew Technology J-boxes. Well, we're using a launch J-box, but it's made by Drew Technology, so it's the same thing. But you just click and continue. It's still gonna work absolutely fine. Just for some reason, it doesn't see that the ignition is on, even though it's communicating and doing all the operations just fine. Pick the car, the engine. Asking you for a password. And we're gonna wait for it to identify and scan all the modules. It's gonna take a few minutes while the software goes through all the modules in the car and scans them. Progress bar on the bottom. Now finish scanning the control modules. I was gonna run through all the error codes and create a test plan. So it's asking you for the region. As of this car is definitely not a Japan or Australia, it's gonna be the rest of the world. Okay, so the software calculator, our little test plan. Let's see what it says. This is the one we're gonna be working on. We'll click on that. Okay, so it sends us back to this other fold. password. Okay. Now we see that the safe message is gone from the mileage window and the cluster. Let's try to start it. And this thing starts right up and keeps on running. So the engine control module is successfully adapted to the car. Alright, so after we adapted the control module, now the car starts and runs. I'm gonna exit out the diagnostic session, and on the way out we're gonna set the readiness codes and reprogram the throttle body. It is necessary to program the throttle body every time you do anything with the electronics of the engine. Just gonna clear out all the codes. And now it's gonna ask us to set the readiness. While setting the readiness, it will reprogram it, readapt the throttle body. Click yes. The ignition is on. Next. Okay. There you go. There's a step where it's gonna readapt the throttle body. Make sure you don't press the gas pedal while doing that. Now start the engine, and it's gonna continue on to setting the readiness codes. You gotta press the brake pedal all the way down, put on the handbrake, and floor the gas pedal. And keep it forward until this counter over here goes down to 0. Then it's gotta switch to the next counter. So it's gotta go through several steps of readiness code setting. Probably will take around 5 to 10 minutes. It's gonna maintain the RPMs by itself, so you just have to keep the gas pedal pressed in all the way. Go over the brake pedal. And wait. You see it slowly but surely, it's going down the countdown. All right. I was going to ask you to rev it up past 3800 RPMs. All right. And we have all readiness codes set successfully. So that means our EVAP system went through and our leak detection pump is working properly. No more problems. That's it.